Oh no, no. Many years ago, maybe 1969, I was talking to my father at 3 a.m. And because so many of my friends were going crazy on acid, and some had died in Viet Nam, and Kennedy had been assassinated, his brother too, and Martin Luther King, I was scared. I was 13 and the world seemed nuts. I asked my father, can you make sense of this thing? I asked, is it worse now than it ever was? Has there ever been a more insane time? And my father took a sip of his room temperature vodka, and to reassure me so I know everything would be fine, he said, this is nothing. You should have seen the Great Depression. Walk down the street, find a baby in a garbage can. Just because we could not afford to feed him. My father was a brutally honest man. So this was his way to make me feel better in this joyous, painful journey that we ride. It requires some delicate navigation and more than a little courage if one is to survive. So I was watching Forrest Gump with my boy last night, a first for both him and me. He was awful quiet for most of the movie. He just turned 13, coincidentally. He's been asking me a lot about ISIS and people cutting off people's heads. He's been asking me about cops shooting kids when the lights are off and he's laying in bed. He sees people arguing on the TV and trollers and haters on the internet. And he doesn't say much, he keeps things to himself, but I can tell that he is upset. And he asked me last night after the Hanks movie, could the end of the world be near? I said, kid, you should have seen the 60s if you really want to live in fear. This was my way to make him feel better in this joyous, painful journey that we ride. It requires some delicate navigation more than a little courage when we'd rather run and hide. It requires some delicate navigation more than a little courage if one is to survive.